Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is just going to be a real quick one-take video, just a little fun video because it's going to be a response to a gentleman named Greg. He has a YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but I'll put it up on the screen. And if you like this kind of content, you'll probably like his channel. I've been watching like all his recent videos. I really like it. But anyway, he said something that I've heard other people say too, which is that you don't need a gravel bike. Essentially, the gravel bike category was created by the industry just to make a whole bunch of money, because it's like, yeah, they can tell us all basically we need to get a new bike. You have a road bike, maybe you have a cyclocross bike, and you have a cross-country mountain bike, but you need another bike right in the middle that's a little bit between those other ones. And I think it's an interesting take because I also used to have that opinion, and I really wanted that to be true because I didn't want to have to buy another bike. Of course, I don't have to buy another bike, but I didn't want to feel like I needed to get another bike. And it really didn't make sense to me. A proper racing cross-country bike is a fast bike. They're very efficient, and especially if you get like a carbon fiber with like lockout suspension, they're very fast and very efficient. And so I also had that mindset that it's just kind of not needed. But what changed my mind on it was getting into it. So I got my all-road bike, which is basically a gravel bike with more close to road geometry and a little bit narrower tires, but I do have 35s on them, so I ride it on the gravel. For me, it was kind of the introduction to gravel biking, and I really liked it. And as it was an all-road bike and not a pure gravel bike, it felt a lot faster than any cross-country mountain bike that I ever had. Now, I'm not saying it is or was, I guess I still have it, a lot faster than a proper racing cross-country bike, but it certainly feels like it. And that's kind of the first point I wanted to make, is that it's not even so much that those drop bar bikes are faster, even though I think they are, but for me anyway, they feel a lot faster. When I go from almost any drop bar bike to a flat bar bike, the flat bar bike feels slower. Even if it's a fast cross-country racing bike, it just feels slower than a drop bar bike. Of course, there's exceptions, and this and that, but generally, just in my experience, when I got that all-road bike, that Co-op ARD 1.1 with 35 mil tires, it felt way faster than any of my mountain bikes that I ever had. I think whether you need to go fast or not is a whole nother discussion, but assuming that you want to feel like you're going fast, which most of us want to at least feel like we're going fast, to me, once I got on that bike and just started riding it and getting used to it, I was like, okay, this is something. There's something to this. These are, I would take this bike, this Co-op ARD, in places that I would never take or would rarely want to take a skinny tire road bike. Of course, nowadays it's starting to get blurred as the road bikes are able to have wider and wider tires. But I could take that bike where on proper gravel roads where I would normally never want to go with a road bike, and it felt way faster certainly faster than my current mountain bike, but even faster than any of the prior mountain bikes I've really ever ridden. So that got me into it, and that got me thinking about it, and that basically is what changed my mind. Later, actually it was just this year, I got my first proper full gravel bike, which was my GT, which runs 45 mil tires, and it has also more slack geometry, which does make it feel considerably slower actually than my ARD all-road bike. But the point is the biggest thing about the reason that I think that gravel bikes do make sense and they should exist, let's just say, it's just the feeling. They just feel faster. You feel, and I think they are a little bit faster, but for me, the speed doesn't matter as much as the feeling, but you feel faster because you are in a more aggressive position. You are a little narrower, a little lower, and probably a little bit more lean forward, so you have a little bit better aerodynamics, and they just feel better. That's the one thing. And then the other thing that actually I think they do make sense for gravel bikes or, this category of bike, all-road bike I would also put in that category, is the multiple hand position. So if you're doing a long gravel ride, to me, it's really nice to be able to ride on the hoods, ride on the tops, occasionally ride on the drops. That's the other one thing that Greg said. He said he never sees anybody riding in the drops. And although that's mostly true, I probably do, because I have both of my gravel bikes pretty relaxed, and I can ride in the drops very comfortably. I probably spend not a lot, to be honest, maybe 5% of the time in the drops. I specifically go into them if I'm trying to go really fast, obviously. If I'm going down a steep mountain or something like that, then it's just, you can get better braking. It's, I think, safer. Or if I have a strong headwind, sometimes I'll go down to the drops just to try to get a little bit more aero and get kind of under the wind. But anyway, this is just a real quick video to throw my opinion out there as to why I think gravel bikes actually do make a lot of sense. And Greg, if you happen to be watching this, I suggest, if you haven't, probably you have, but if you haven't rode a gravel bike, get one for yourself, I would suggest, or at least borrow one for a couple of weeks. You need a little bit of time, and take it on some gravel, you know, and just, I guess, come up with your own opinion on it if you haven't already. Because for me, when I did that, that's when the light bulb went off, and I was like, oh yeah, this actually does make sense. And I didn't want it to make sense because it's way more expensive. First of all, you need a whole other bike now. And secondly, all that drop bar stuff is more expensive than mountain bike components. So I don't like that it makes sense. And I wish that I could get a really proper cross country bike and it would be just as good. But my experience, that's not so. In fact, I already told this story in the other video, but with my GT Grade that I recently got, originally it was a drop bar. It's a GT Grade Elite carbon fiber bike. When originally it was sold, of course, it was a drop bar gravel bike. The previous owner, or the previous owner before that, I think, converted it to a flat bar. So when I received it, when I bought it, it was a flat bar bike. And I rode it like that for a while, and it just didn't feel fast at all. It felt a lot slower than what I was hoping it would. When I put the drop bars on, that woke it right up. It just felt proper. I don't know, you know, I'm not like a geometry guy, and I don't know about wind tunnels and all that stuff, engineering stuff. But just by feeling it, to me, a drop bar bike, I put a little asterisk there because yes, there's like some huge super wide drop bars that like might feel super slow, but generally drop bar bikes to me, whether it be gravel, all road, or road, are going to feel a lot faster than even a cross country bike. So that's all I have to say on it. If you enjoyed this type of video, do let me know, because I can ramble about bikes all day long. I literally think about bikes like every day, many hours throughout the day, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, how much I, and probably some of you, are thinking about bikes and riding and places to ride and different aspects of cycling. So anyway, if you enjoy this type of video, do let me know, and I can record more of these. But that's about it. Talk to y'all later. Bye.